Hi guys, I'm Nick Smyrnu from Honda Canada. I'm a senior product planner on the motorcycle side. So I'm here to my buddies from Mydealers.ca to talk about the brand new Honda CRF 1000 Africa Twin. This is really the talk of the town these days. It's new for 2016. It's the first times anybody's been able to see it at the show. It's an incredible adventure bike. It's the design goal right from the beginning was to build the most off-road worthy adventure bike of all the big sort of touring type bikes, and it has a lot of features that lend itself to that. So if you talk about just how the bike is set up, the chassis of the bike, it does have a 21-inch front wheel, which is very important when you're off-road. Allows a great choice of off-road rubber, and they're even tube type tires, so that if you're in aggressive conditions and you dent a rim, you're not going to lose your air out of that. Very, very strong. You'll notice that there's a lot of suspension travel. The bike is up really high. It's got more suspension travel than pretty much anything that's out there, and a lot more ground clearance as well. So you can cover some terrain that you might not think about driving on with another big adventure bike. The engine is all new. Everything on the bike is all new. The engine is a 1000cc or 999 twin cylinder. It's a parallel twin, and what's almost one of the most interesting things about the bike this year is that you have a choice of transmission. If you'd like, you can take it with a regular 6-speed transmission, just as you would any other bike out there we've ever had, or we have a new dual clutch transmission available on this bike, and that is the kind of technology that you'd find in a supercar, something more similar to an Acura NSX than you might find on a motorcycle. It can be operated either in an automatic mode, letting the ECU determine when the gears should change, or you can actually shift yourself. There's paddle shifters, upshift, downshift with your finger and thumb as you see fit. If you leave it in automatic, you can choose from a drive mode, or you can change it into sport mode. There's actually 3 different sport modes. So if you want it to behave a little more aggressively, it can hold the gear a little longer, shift a little bit higher, even downshift a little earlier. With each sport mode, it just becomes a bit more aggressive. So you can set it up to behave in just the way that you'd want it to. Of course, if that kind of technology isn't your cup of tea, you can always go for the standard transmission version. We have that in red, white, and black, and there's also a beautiful matte black version. Price for the bike starts at $13,999, which is about as bargain basement as you might find, and it's $14,999 for a DCT version if you want the fancy transmission. Some of the interesting features, nice things that we have to make it comfortable for just about anybody. There's an adjustable seat. It's pretty simple. You just turn a key and you can lower it very, very quickly and easily. Remove it with the key, slide it down, and just align the front. Other little features that you might find is rubber inserts into a cleated footrest. So depending on whether you're riding on-road or off-road, you might want a little more grip or a little more comfort. Wind protection is actually quite substantial. The fairing in the windshield looks nice and light and isn't adding a lot of weight to the bike, but it's a nice smooth pocket of air behind the windscreen. Obviously you can take a taller windscreen. The bike behind us is accessorized with a taller windscreen if you wish. And you'll notice that the gas tank is nice and slim through the midsection here, right? And it carries its fuel, 18.8 liters in case you're interested, up a little bit forward, so it allows more room for the rider to stand up when they're off-road in challenging conditions. But of course, with 18.8 liters, you should still be able to get about 400 kilometers out of a tank, which is nice for a long adventure ride. This bike seems to have an incredibly broad appeal. We're finding a lot of customers coming from certainly from the adventure touring world. Some guys are coming from touring or even sport bikes. Dual sport bikes are moving up to a bike like this. It will be found in many places, though it's going to be tough to find one yourself. If you can get to a dealer that will have one left over, you'll see it probably sometime late spring, and I hope you get a chance to test ride one. If you do, make sure you look for the DCT. Try the new technology. I think you'll like it.